But he thinks that by doxing me, he's going to embarrass me. He's going to embarrass me, I don't know, with my boss, which I don't have, or with my family. I've done bigger shit than whatever Crown has to say. You know, a lot of stuff that I don't tell you guys, right? Pretty nasty shit, some of it, right? Because I'm an asshole. I'm a son of a bitch. I told you guys, right?
Well, people, for once, Gonzalo Lira wasn't lying when he said he has done some nasty shit. He was actually bragging of the stuff people didn't know about him. Kind of like mocking us that we didn't know his dirty little secrets. Little did he know that a few years later, after he filmed this video, the mother of his children will air some of that nasty stuff he's so proud of having done in the form of a declaration filed along with divorce papers. Stick around, people. The drama meter in this video is gonna go through the roof.
The Facts Hunter.
Before I read the divorce papers, I want to give special thanks to Dr. Slauscher for sharing the link where one can find the publicly available divorce documents. As a facts hunter, the information the doctor has shared is like manna from heaven. The facts in this document are meaty, plentiful, and they are a great catch. You're a hero in my book, Dr. Slauscher. Grazie. Molte grazie. Now, I am making light of the fact that many people will call this video a hit piece, so I am owning it. If this is a hit piece, then this is like an Italian mob hit. And I'm feeling like Tony Soprano about to smother you with facts. Okay, first of all, the documents are legit. They can be found using opendatabot.ua. On their website, they explain who they are. About us, why we should trust. By providing business access to government data, we build an open state and increase government transparency. On this site, one can find court documents publicly available. Today, I will be going through the divorce papers filed by Gonzalo Lira's soon-to-be ex-wife. Gonzalo's soon-to-be ex-wife filed for divorce on March 10, 2021, and she made some wild accusations. Now, some quick things I want to say about the legitimacy of her statements and why I believe them. First, these are legal documents filed in a courtroom. Any false claims and fake documentation can be punishable, so I believe the mother of Gonzalo's children will not risk getting penalized for making false accusations in a court of law, especially risking losing custody for her children, so I do believe she is stating the truth. And second, Gonzalo could have raised an objection by making a counterclaim, objecting that she was lying and making up horrible accusations that could ruin his reputation. However, he never did. The only counterclaims Gonzalo did was with regards to the claim that he offered to take his wife and kids with him while traveling abroad, but she declined. Everything else in her statements, Gonzalo fully accepts. And now, let's begin. First, the page is originally written in Ukraine. We use Google to translate it into English. Next, the legal format has the participants referred to as person_1, person_2, and person_3. The names are on the records, but they are not used in the documents. For example, we can read the documents plaintiff person_1. That will be the person who submitted the divorce documents. In other words, Gonzalo's ex-wife, and her lawyer is person_2. Person_3 is the defendant's lawyer. The defendant is Gonzalo Lira. Now, I am being specific on the literature of the documents because I'm anticipating Gonzalo's fans and defenders will protest that these documents might not be fake. fake, but they could be papers from other people and not necessarily Gonzalo, as his name is not in the documents. And that is true. If we look at the document, his name is nowhere to be found. However, this is the final resolution of his divorce case. His name can be found in previous documents filed under the same case number. For example, if we look way at the bottom of the page, we can find the links for the previous filings of the documents related to the case. And if we look at this file called resolution dated 12.14.12.2022, which is December 14, 2022, if we scroll all the way to the bottom, we can read who the defendant in the case is: Gonzalo Lira Lopez. So this document is long. We're talking 7 to 8 pages long, but we're going to focus only on 3 sections: the setup, where all the media information is located, the responses made by Gonzalo to his ex-wife's claims found in the setup section. Side note, this can be considered to be the objections raised by Gonzalo to the accusations made by his ex-wife. The decided section, where the court is laying down the resolution it has reached. In between the responses and the decided section, there are long paragraphs that explain the steps the court took to reach its verdict. I'll be leaving the links to the documents on the descriptions below. Please feel free to go through them yourself. I want to keep this video fairly short, so let's get started. The setup. On March 10, 2021, the plaintiff person_1 filed a lawsuit against person_4 to determine the place of residence of the children with their mother, divorced. In the justification of the claim, it is stated that she is married to the defendant, from whom children were born, person_5 information_1 and person_6 information_2. The children were born in the Republic of Chile and have been citizens of Ukraine since birth. The defendant has citizenship of Republic of Chile and the United States. Children, in addition to the citizenship of Ukraine, have the citizenship of the Republic of Chile and the USA. In November 2016, she, her husband, and 2 children moved to Ukraine with the aim of further joint permanent residence. However, 2 places later, the man went, as he said, to Great Britain to work. Then, according to him, he worked in other countries since January 2017, and until now, the defendant does not live together with the plaintiff and the children in the same family, and only periodically comes to Ukraine. Well, in this section, we've learned that Gonzalo's children have a triple citizenship naturalization title, where they have citizenship of both Chile and the US, and also Ukraine. This is important to keep in mind, as it will come into play later. We can also verify the validity of the claims that Gonzalo does not live together with the plaintiff and the children in the same family, and only periodically comes to Ukraine since January 2017 and until now, March 2021. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but this is one of the only 3 sections of the entire setup where Gonzalo raised an objection. It's important to remember this. Let's continue. During the defendant's stay outside Ukraine in March 2018, she received a message on her phone from an unknown woman who said that she had been in a relationship with her husband for a year, and also asked if it was true that they had broken up. At present, marital relations with the defendant are terminated. There is no mutual understanding. Family life did not develop due to the incompatibility of characters. Quarrels and conflicts arose on this occasion. This section points out the potential moment Gonzalo's marriage began to crumble. And for people who might be wondering how long these two have been married, the records show a few pages down below when they got married. Quote, It was established in the court session and for the case materials that person_7 and person_1 were married on March 14, 2013 in the Civil Status and Identification Office of the Republic of Chile, Vitacura District, record number 220. Okay, moving on. During the defendant's arrival, his aggressive behavior and imbalance led to moral and physical violence against the plaintiff and the children. Already after marriage, she found out that the defendant had problems with the law, a criminal case for attempted rape. During his stay in Chile, there was also a case where the defendant severely beat his younger nephew who has autism. It is not possible to save the marriage, in connection with which he is asking to dissolve the marriage. Okay, so there is a lot to unpack here. First, Gonzalo's ex-wife is now pointing out for everybody to know that Gonzalo is mentally imbalanced. Maybe the translator is making a mistake and is translating the wrong word here. So let me double check.
Bitch made trout. Yeah, the two favorite retards of the internet together at the... Crowd did another video.
Crowd! So you're coming out of your hovel to talk to Medicare, huh? Okay, this is a public statement. I want to be on that stream. And if you put up any condition, I'll call you a fucking coward.
Video of the quarterling, the little fucking faggot, flagged. And I'm gonna re-upload it on this channel. What the fuck, why not? Fuck the cops. Quarter pounder? Is that the fuck stick we're talking about today? Yeah, so on the Ralph retort, right, they had this faggot guy crying while he's talking to Brittany Venti, right? So I go on the kill streak, and I say that the guy is a fucking pussy, right? And see, so many fucking faggots, right, say that because I don't, like, hop on the stream and start talking shit about Brittany Venti, then, you know, I'm some kind of, like, white knight. Oh, god damn. I mean, like, you know, it's not that, you know, putting down one shithead, one faggot pussy bitch who had a meltdown in front of a woman like this asshole did. It doesn't mean that I'm, like, on Brittany Venti's side, okay? Because I'm not. Brittany Venti's a whore, you know?
Andy Worski is four things. Andy Worski is a retard. Andy Worski is a faggot. Andy Worski is a liar. And Andy Worski is a piece of shit.
That's all the check I need. Yeah, this guy is imbalanced. Now, the nasty stuff. Gonzalo Lira has a criminal case for attempted rape. Now, the question arises, is it a criminal case in Chile or one of the many other countries he has visited? Was it in the UK or the US? My suspicion is that the criminal case is from Chile. Why do I say this? Because this claim is placed right before the next big deal, which is Gonzalo violently beating up his autistic younger nephew. And since his extended family lives in Chile, it is safe to assume that both cases took place in Chile. It's going to take some time to find out the details of these cases, but the one thing I want to mention before we move on is the sad reality that Gonzalo's ex-wife is accusing him of abandoning his family since 2017 and physically and morally abusing her and his children when he returned to Ukraine. Gonzalo's response to these claims is, quote, he is asking to dissolve the marriage, end of quote. Okay, moving on. In addition, the plaintiff indicates that from the end of 2016 until now, she had been raising and taking care of her children on her own. she is registered with the children and actually lives in the apartment address _1. The specified apartment is the property of the plaintiff. During 2018 to 2019, the plaintiff purchased 2 more apartments, which are currently leased. Since April 2017, the children have been receiving medical care at the mother's house polyclinic. In order to educate her daughter, the plaintiff entered into an agreement on the provision of educational service with the Kharkiv private lyceum, quote, morning school. Thus, the defendant's participation in the upbringing of the children was reduced only to their material support through money transfers and walks with the children during his short-term visits to Ukraine from abroad. The children have settled in the city of Kharkiv. More than 4 years have passed since they moved to Ukraine, so there is a rather serious risk of moving the children abroad with their father of physical and mental harm. In connection with this, the plaintiff asked to determine the place of residence of minor children with their mother. Okay, so at this point, the mother of the children is clearly stating that she has been raising Gonzalo's children on her own since 2016, and the only help Gonzalo has provided has been through money transfers and occasional walks with the children when he was in town. Okay, so that was the setup. With so many accusations and wild claims, you will think that Gonzalo will try to raise an objection if the claims were false and malicious. But no, after the divorce papers were filed in March 2021, Gonzalo's response was filed the following November. On November 3, 2021, the defendant's representative filed a response to the lawsuit in which he indicates that he fully accepts the claims, but he partially disagrees with the grounds of the lawsuit. He lived with his wife and children in the apartment at address _2. In 2017, he offered his wife and children to go abroad with him, but she refused. In the period from September 2019 to March 2020, he periodically went to Amsterdam on business, despite the fact that he continued to live together with his wife. Also, the defendant emphasizes to the court that the real reason for the divorce is the plaintiff's reluctance to maintain a generally accepted marital relationship. Her quarrels. The defendant believes that further joint life with the plaintiff person _1 is not possible due to the difference in mentalities, different views on raising children, categorically reluctance of the defendant to join resolve the issue of the rights and obligations of the spouse. The defendant does not object to the children living with their mother. So, 3 quick notes. First, Gonzalo claims that he did live with his wife while he was traveling abroad, meaning that his interpretation of raising a family is the same as being away while she stays behind taking care of the kids, which is something she doesn't agree with. The real reason for the divorce is the plaintiff's reluctance to maintain a generally accepted marital relationship. That term, generally accepted marital relationship, blows my mind. Generally accepted where? Sailors social circles? Over-the-road truck driver social gatherings? Next, he asked his wife and kids to come along on his trips, and she said no. And third, according to Lira, there are the difference in mentalities, different views on raising children.
The problem is that, the involuntary celibates either living with a single mother who is telling them all kinds of bullshit, or living with a father who has rescinded his responsibility to educate his son and is instead this fucking little feminist faggot, right? Either case, either situation, the result is the same. It's a young man who is an incelibate, an involuntary celibate. The guy either had no father or he had a weakling father. Now, involuntary celibates and slutty girls with daddy issues are basically the two sides of the same coin. So the point, though, is that, damaged girls who wind up being these sluts who fuck everything that moves, girls with quote-unquote daddy issues, right? And involuntary celibates who cannot talk to a girl to save their lives. They are siblings. They are the exact same coin, just the opposite sides of the coin. One's a girl, one's a guy. But they are the exact same thing.
On November 9th, 2021, the defendant, person_4, filed a counterclaim to determine the method of participation in raising children, in the justification of which he stated that the plaintiff can communicate with the children only once a week, but he believes that in order to maintain a full-fledged family relationship between the father and the children, he could spend school days with the children and travel with them. In connection with this, the plaintiff in the counterclaim asks to be given the opportunity to personally communicate with the children once a week, every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Provide an opportunity to personally communicate with children around the clock for 2 weeks during the summer school vacations and around the clock for 2 weeks during the winter school vacations, including by making trips for tourist purposes within Ukraine and abroad. The reason why I'm highlighting this last counterclaim is because it is important to highlight the fact that Gonzalo wants to have the privilege to take the kids on trips abroad. And now let's jump to the last section, the decided section. And I'm just gonna highlight 3 quick notes. First, the children are staying with the mother. 2, the marriage which took place in Chile is officially to be dissolved. And 3, Gonzalo can take the kids on trips within Ukraine only, without the supervision of the mother, but he is not allowed to take the kids outside Ukraine, meaning Gonzalo's ex-wife is aware that Gonzalo might try to take the kids back to the US or Chile and keep them there since the kids have citizenship in those countries, maybe taking the kids away from her just out of spite, since he's clearly not interested in raising them himself. But the kid's mother is not dumb and seems to know Gonzalo's slimy, snake-like nature. Okay, closing paragraphs. After some reflection on the deeper meaning of these divorce documents, the time frame we read from the data creates a reflection of the transformation one can witness in Gonzalo's image and behavior. His first documented videos come from not other than RT News, good old Russian state-paid media. At the time, he was portraying an image of confidence, as he was trying to make a career as an economist blogger. Next, he went into the dating and lifestyle business, while investing in the markets on the side. And finally, he transitioned into the geopolitical field, where for once, he didn't fail forward. In all of his previous fields, Gonzalo was operating under the philosophy of fake it till you make it. He didn't have any certified training in any of the fields he was performing, but his natural overconfidence, rooted in his Chilean high society class upbringings, helped him persuade people into believing that he was some sort of self-made successful man. But as we can see, his transitions are virtually demarcated, from newlywed to absentee father to divorce, and finally to deadbeat conspiracy theorist Russian propagandist. Throughout his life, he has constantly failed forward by creating a fake image of success, making a quick profit, and jumping ship to the next grief, till finally he landed in prison. With regards to the case of attempted rape, we need to learn the details before making any judgments. So, in the absence of details, let's look at what we know about Gonzalo right now. First, we know that he was previously convicted of sexual assault while he was in Dartmouth, and we have plenty of video of him admitting of being sexually aggressive towards women he's interested in, and that he wants to pass his knowledge to his son.
That's a fact. The worst, of course, are those fathers. You know, they're at home, they're like good providers, all the rest of it, and they believe the nonsense, the feminist bullshit, and they teach it to their son. Oh man, that guy is going to be a fucking involuntary celibate for the rest of his fucking life, right? Because he's going to grow up to be afraid of women. okay? Because a lot of these men, these fathers, who are quote-unquote feminists, it's that they're fucking terrified of women. And they teach that fear to their kid. And that's what's going on. Yeah. A guy who's sexually successful, okay? What does he teach his kid? He teaches, oh man, chicks are easy. Don't worry about it, you know? And when the boy, you know, he's 12, 13, he starts going to his first parties, what's that guy going to tell him? I'll tell you what I'm going to tell my kid. I'm going to tell him to tell me everything he did at that party. And then I'm going to start telling him what he did wrong and what he did right, and how to get the girl that he likes. That's what I'm going to do, yeah? What is one of these feminist fathers going to do? Okay, or one of these weak fathers, one of these uxorious fathers who thinks that their wife is all that and more. He's going to say, oh, you have to respect women. You have to respect women and treat them nicely and be a good man. What is a son of a bitch asshole like me going to teach his kid? I'm going to teach him, man, oh, this is what you do, guy. You got to grab her by the hand, pull her away from her group, right? And just say that she's so hot and try to feel her up. That's what you got to do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell the kid. And because of this, he's going to start to, you know, catch on that women aren't these like delicate little fucking flowers, okay? He's going to catch on that women like to fool around as much as guys do. Yeah.
With regards to the allegations of attempted rape and the physical abuse of Gonzalo's younger autistic nephew, looking into these cases will require some time and effort to find the details on the legal aspects and official investigations. As a facts hunter, I'm willing to get on the hunt, but I still have a ton of work trying to publish scripts on the Gonzalo Lira saga. But as soon as I find new information, I will publish it as fast as I can. In the meantime, but that's it for this video. If you, dear viewer, like this video and wanna see more, help the channel grow by clicking a like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again for watching. I'm a Facts Hunter. Have a good day and take care.